Hey guys. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys some time to come on, like always, and find myself here. So just bear with me. May need to log in. Let me see. I had some inspiration, some questions that a couple subscribers sent to me. So from my perspective here, it says Miss T, and I know that I correspond with you back and forth a lot, but I don't know if that's actually your username or not, but you just asked me a question about if you should go non-contact or not. So I want to address that for you. I also want to remind you, though, you just had some movement. I remember that. So this is just 3D circumstance. Sometimes it's not so bad just to like deal with the things so you can get stronger. And I'm just trying to get to a place where I can actually see you guys and answer your questions. So if you guys are coming on right now, when you do come on, say hi and tell me where you're from. Tell everybody else where you're from too. I love the community that's getting built here. And I just have to actually do something here so I can. I love that I start to see you guys helping each other and supporting each other. It warms my heart. Let's see. This is the only part here that always drives me nuts because I want to just be able to like see all of you guys come on without having to go through like all of this. Maybe I should do some visualizing of this being easier. Let's see. Here we go. Finally. All right, so I see some of you guys are starting to come on. Oh, Dharmesh. Love to see you too. Actually, I don't see you, sorry. But thank you. Awesome. Andre. Yes. Andre, you cracked me up. You're killing me with all your comments. I love it. All right, just give some more people some more time to come on. I'm going to talk a little bit about, I guess I want to talk a little bit about something that I used to do when I had my retail store, just to kind of shift energy. I think of it as like alchemy, you know, just things that I used to do to kind of just put myself in the state of having what I wanted, kind of the steps that I used to take with that. And these things I want to remind you guys, because sometimes, you know, whether if I put up a video around your, you know, your other half, the relationship that you want. Hey, Felix, sorry. Felix, stop it. Stop. Okay. Good boy. Sorry about that. If I put up a video around a specific person and you guys want manifesting advice on money, it's all the same. You just kind of, you apply, it's always the same across the board. It's never any different. It's just that, you know, like, for example, I posted recently that I always use music as a catalyst to manifest. I've been doing that for years. And the music actually would probably surprise some of you guys. But I'll listen to different music to embody different states. But that's the only difference. But music itself can be a very powerful charge in your system. It gets down deep in the core of you. It usually puts us in a certain energy and in a certain feeling state. And then once we get that kind of energy going in our core, then I typically would just kind of keep raising that up. And then when I'm in a certain place, I intentionally let go and drop all worries. Like I would literally go through this whole process, intentionally decide in this moment, I'm dropping and I'm letting go of all worries and doubts around whatever the subject is, letting it all go, wiping the slate clean, like literally right now. I've already set the intention that I know that when I like actually listen to the music and shift my energy and focus and intend on manifesting whatever it is that I'm manifesting, that I know that this right now is working. That's another thing that supercharges your inner work. I'm going to talk a little bit more too about some ideas you guys can do for your inner work. A lot of people ask me questions and they, you know, they're like, okay, this is all great, but how do I do it? And so I'm going to talk a little bit about how I say my affirmations, the methods that I use, the timing that I use, basically kind of things like that. But the most important thing is to understand that it's not a one size fits all thing. So even for myself, I can shift in and out of states. I can shift in and out of feelings. I can obviously be in different moods. So depending on the mood that I'm in, I might say my affirmations differently. Sometimes I might not be able to say my affirmations at all if I'm too much in my head about something. So I'm going to touch on that a little bit in the video. And then the other thing is just kind of, I need to remind you guys, get out of your logical minds, because manifesting it's not like a magic trick. It's not witchcraft. You're not suddenly doing something. You've always been manifesting. We all do. Manifesting literally is just thinking. It's literally just thinking. Thinking equals manifest. That's it. And so when you just set your mind in understanding that, and don't be afraid of negative thoughts, but like literally just change your mind about whatever the subject is, and do whatever you have to do. And we'll talk about some of the methods and techniques to put yourself in the feeling state of having it. And that's it. That's literally it. It's just, you guys are sometimes, not all of you guys, and this is not going to be like, I'm not going to be preaching to you guys. Lisa C said, I've been listening to a lot of jazz lately. It's very romantic and dreamy. Awesome. Yeah. So if that puts you in a very romantic, kind of dreamy place, and if that's the energy that you want with your partner, then that's an excellent music to listen to while you have have a bunch of imaginal scenes, and I'll get into that when I start to talk about how I do my affirmations and things. Just going to give guys a few more minutes to come on. And Dharmesh, before 10 days, I told you that she came in again. We were in no contact. It doesn't matter. You're not in no contact. But she again sent me friend request on Insta, but I didn't accept it. Why? Just want to live from the end. No, accept it. Okay. Accept the friend request. I've seen this happen with some subscribers and some clients. When you're in contact with your person, even if you're not necessarily in your end yet with them, and maybe contact isn't necessarily how you want it to be, trust that it will be, so it's not a big deal. But if they send you a message, respond to them. Like, be authentic. When you guys are in a healthy relationship, you would respond. You wouldn't not respond. So just respond, accept the friend request, okay? Let me see what else you said here. Just timing, not in a hurry. Good not to be in a hurry. That's good. But do accept the friend request. If your SP, if your person, sometimes I'm getting really sick of even saying SP. Like, I just want to say like other half, but I have to say SP and specific person. So, because that is like the language that you guys, so you'll know what the videos are about, or this and that, so we know what we're talking about. But really, so, for me, we always talk about like kind of, this is your other half kind of thing. If your other half calls you, call them back. If they text you, text them back. Don't be in a thing like, oh, I should play hard to get. Like, I should not respond quickly. I don't want to seem too eager. Like, if you're in love with somebody and they're in love with you, there's nothing wrong with being like, just be you, be authentic, be natural, be organic. Like, that's a healthy relationship. The people don't keep the other people waiting. You don't have to do that. Your person loves you. The version of your person that you've been focusing on is in all of, like, hopefully it's the best version of them. The best version of them isn't going to be thinking anything less of you. If you respond right away, that's going to make them feel cared for. That's going to make them feel excited. It's going to make them feel important, right? That's how you want your person to feel. Okay. Okay, and I guess this is what always happens. I come on with all these ideas for topics, but then it takes on a different thing. So I'll read a couple more comments as you guys come on. Wow, a lot of people came on quickly. And then I still want to get to some of the things I want to talk about to help you guys manifest. CMC, hi Kim, what's the best practice for wanting to manifest money quickly? Okay, so the quickly part, I get it. I understand. I've been in situations before when I've needed to manifest money. And one of the first things you need to do is get out of the state of needing it and get out of the urgency state, though I have manifested massive amounts of money in time crunches. But part of that inner work to get there is to embody that you have all the money that you need, that you know it's all going to come. Get very clear of like, I wish I knew what it was for, but maybe that's not appropriate for this necessarily. So don't tell me. I always know, like, I have overarching beliefs that I have had in my system, in my belief system for many, many, many years. And that is that I know that somehow, some way, the provider always provides for me. I know that God is going to literally handle everything, anything and everything that needs to happen for whatever needs to happen. I have also, when it comes to things like money, I don't think money is the root of all evil at all. I think money is a magnifier. So if you're a jerk and you have ill intentions and you're a harmful, ego-based person, which thank God, none of the people in this community are like that. I think we have some of the most loving people, at least, it seems to me, in this community. But if someone like that, who's just like all ego, low vibe, like ill intentions, want to cause harm, or just like narcissistic, super selfish people like that get a lot of money is going to magnify those. We don't want to call those qualities, right? But those traits. The nature of somebody is going to be magnified with money. The same money can build schools, and the same money can, build weapons, right? So it really depends on who you are before you have the money. But you want to see money. So back to CMC, you want to get yourself in a place where you know that money is easy, that you respect money, that you deliberately create money, that if other people can manifest money, so can you, that you trust. One of the first and most important things that you want to do before you go into your inner work about money is that you know that manifesting is actually, like, this is just how life is. It's a mirror principle of reality. Again, thinking equals manifest. So thoughts create your reality. So that goes for everything. With money, if you can embody the state of feeling secure, money, problems around money usually have to do with how we were growing up, things that we were programmed with. It wasn't our fault. We couldn't help it, but we grew up thinking that money was scarce, money is hard to get, or money is evil. So if you have those kinds of beliefs in your system, which a lot of us have had, then you're automatically, if you believe that money is evil, then you're going to kind of put a barrier up and block money from coming to you because you feel like, I don't want to be a bad person. Like, so your inner moral compass is going to stop that. But if you could realize, like, if I had $1 billion in the bank, and before I say this, I'll just finish this trail of thought. If I had $1 billion in the bank, oh my God, the things I would do with that money, the things, like, I already have my dream car. I love the place that I live. Like, would I want to buy a property with the person that I love? Of course. But I would wear the same clothes that I already wear. I don't need anything else in my life. I eat the same foods I would eat. I can go to a restaurant if I want to go to a restaurant. I actually don't like to, but my life wouldn't change much except for having, just knowing I'm completely secure. I can make everyone in my reality that I love, people who are really personal to me, I can help them. And not in a way because I see them as like needing help, but just why not share? And I would be a philanthropist. I would invest in different causes that mean a lot to me. I would do a lot, probably even within this community. I have visions for different things that I would just get into a lot of creative projects. I would probably invent things. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been somebody who invents things. I had actually a patent that I was working on before I went into the experiment of building the business to learn how to manifest. So my money would go into like technology. It would go into, I'm not going to be specific about the things that I would invest in terms of helping different communities, but that mean so much to me, in my heart, and things like that. So like, I know that I'm already a generous, kind, loving person. And I know that money is that magnifier. So I know that money is just going to be good for me. It's going to be healthy for me, and it's going to be good for everyone around me. It's that simple. So like, get those things in your mind about money, that money is safe to have, money is easy to have, that you want to get yourself in a feeling of already feeling secure. And in terms of being, because it seemed like there was some urgency, you want to kind of like, you want to do this twofold. You want to take the urgency of it out of it because it's already done. So you're not urgent about it anymore because you already have it. But also you want to know that God is going to handle everything. Like, God is literally, when you get into the state of having it, God has literally already gone ahead of you and put all the pieces together, and a bridge, boom, 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 is going to be built from where you are now to your end of having it. And it might go zigzag, zigzag, up and down. Things might happen that seem to go against you, but that's all part of the bridge. So it doesn't matter. That's where people freak out with everything. Circumstances, they always get caught up in their logical mind, and they get caught up in circumstances and they lose trust. That is the whole point of having blind faith. That is one of the fundamentals of trusting God, that you're okay. You're always protected. You're always held. You're always going to be provided for. You're always going to be secure. Life is literally always going to take care of you. It always comes down to security. So in terms of, I mean, if you want to have a session, if the cost of the sessions are too expensive, email me at kim@coreunion.com, and I can do like a sliding scale for you. And maybe we can just do a 30-minute, and I can give you some, I need to understand what some of your limiting beliefs are. I can put you on a schedule and give you some tailored affirmations for you specifically to whatever your limiting beliefs are. And I'll put you on a schedule, the same thing that I've always done, the same things I give to all my clients. If you want, you can just email me. Anybody out there, if you guys are looking for sessions, so you just go to the website, coreunion.com. Up top, you click on one-on-one, whatever the link says. You book your session online and email me your backstory, and I'll reply back with my first available. I know some of you guys can afford sessions easily. And if you can, then just book it online. If some of you guys are kind of feeling very tight and feeling like you can't afford it, and you truly can't afford it, at least right now, then email me, kim@coreunion.com, and I will, if my sliding fee scale works for you, if we can work it out, then I'm happy to help you. But it has to work for obviously everyone involved. So just do that. So if you want CMC, I can help you. If you want to have a quick session, I think I even have an opening next week or whatever. Okay. So let's see. I have a lot of people coming on and asking me questions. So let's see here. I'm just looking at other comments that came in earlier. So just going back to Miss T really quick. I love you too, Miss T. So just in terms of no contact until it conforms completely, again, I wouldn't do that. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I would just live in my end, keep communication lines open, because a quick reminder for you guys. If you guys are truly trusting, if you guys are truly living in your end, then all of this bull that's happening in the middle, you would understand these are just like this is just like all of the old story getting purged out of you. That's all it is. So let it purge, let it get out, let it leave you, and just keep staying in your end, keep trusting. Number one, you know that you want to know who you are, know how powerful you are. You want to love yourself, accept yourself. Like, what makes you such an amazing human being, right? And so many of you guys don't even realize how incredibly amazing and beautiful and powerful and lovable and adorable and cherishable you already are. But that's what you need to do. You need to love all over yourself, like literally like tap into like such beautiful unconditional acceptance and love within you from inside out, like all of the love that you need and that you crave. Like get used to, instead of trying to plug into other people for that source of love and security, train yourself to plug into yourself and to plug into source, like however you want to label God. If you do it through Jesus Christ, wonderful. If not, that's okay. However you tap into that source of divine, pure, unconditional love, get used to plugging into that. Get used to plugging into yourself and loving yourself how God loves you, with that pure, unconditional love, accepting, and then just trust that all of the things that you're inspired to want in your life are already done. They're already done. I have a different CMC. Thank you, Kim. That's very helpful. I appreciate you answering me. You're amazing. Oh, thank you. You're amazing too. I have a little bit of a different way of looking at why we are attracted to certain people, why we are attracted to certain business ideas, certain inventions, certain books that we want to write, music that we're writing, things like that. So maybe I'll get into that for a second. Again, it looks like the topics I originally came on may not happen, but I do think there's some value to it. So we'll see. Give me a sec here. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of emojis with hearts, which I love. Thank you. Thank you all for the love. Hold on. Let me just see if I'm missing anything. I love how engaging you guys are. I don't know. I feel like I really should have, like my calling to this video today was to share this stuff. So now I'm at like this crossroads. Should I share this? Should I go into these things here? Let me see. All right, what I'm going to do, I am being pulled to share this. So this means that somebody needs to hear this. Okay. So remember, let me make a note. I'm going to finish my train of thought with what I believe you're attracted to certain things for. Why attraction and existing. This is so I remember. Okay, really quickly. When I used to have my retail business, and if I was going through a slow period and I wanted to drum up business, I wouldn't drum up business through any external sources. I wouldn't, although, I mean, I did have like a cult-like following with my social media. I only was able to get that following because I did it in my imagination first. But I never went to networking meetings. Again, some of you guys know I'm an introvert, so I didn't like to meet people. I didn't want to get to know really, and it was nothing against anybody. I just didn't want to get to know other businesses. I just wanted to like mind my business. Really, my thing was I want to stay in my bubble. I want to like, this is God's business. I'm just going to go in and handle this and do my good work for the day. While I'm doing it, I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to put a lot of good happiness into the world, happiness into my customers' homes. I'm going to have fun with my customers. I'm going to make a ton of money while I'm doing it, just because why not? You know, I deserve it. And I'm going to enjoy life as much as I possibly can. I used to have a little bit of a like work hard, play hard attitude. And it's kind of how it was. But when I say play hard, it wasn't like, oh, partying all the time. Like I still am probably in bed by like 10 p.m. I mean, like I would just really enjoy life to the fullest all day. So if things were slow in the business, I did nothing what I was, a lot of people would suggest you do when you're in business. I basically would go within, and I would, again, having the overarching belief, trust, and knowing that God's handling everything for me. I really don't have to worry about this at all. How much do I want to make? Sometimes I would have to make like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 within a few days. And so there was a lot of pressure that came along with that, but I would make sure that I would do this. Basically, I would go through my imaginal scenes. So I would do, and I want you guys to do this too, no matter what you're manifesting, it doesn't matter. When you tap into source in the morning, as soon as you wake up, you realize that you remind yourself as soon as you wake up, as you're waking up, you want to prime your mind then. Who you are, how powerful you are, how lovable you are. Tap into source, give thanks for anything and everything that you have in your life currently. Love yourself, inside and out, everything that you can possibly think about how much you love yourself. At that point, then you go into affirming specifically about whatever it is that you're looking to manifest in your life. Okay. So with me, with business, I would just imagine, I would visualize all these very quick scenes of customers, like the store being full of people. Everybody's literally magnetized towards me. I don't have to sell a thing. I don't have to approach anybody. They're all coming after me. People are literally waiting for me. Weekends used to literally, my retail store was like a party. I would have house music playing loud, like really soulful house music playing loud. I would have people from in their 20s, 30s, 40s, up to their 60s, 70s, 80s. Everybody was in there, men, women, young, old, having fun, in a great mood, laughing. Sometimes I would be serving like some sort of alcohol or food. And people would literally it would be like a party. I would have waves of 20, 30, 40 people coming in at a time. And people would literally be lining up, waiting for me to help them. I never had to worry about going after anybody to get the sale. I literally was just being me. And, and so what I did though, to create that kind of experience was this. I would have a bunch of visions of that exact thing. Imagine that. I would imagine I wouldn't even buy anything new. I literally wouldn't even buy anything new for the store in terms of products. My mom is just texting me that she's watching a video. I would literally just focus on what I wanted the customers to feel when they came in, this goodness, that everything was so irresistible, that they would see the value and the quality and know that when I take care of them, I'm going to take care of them better than literally anyone else would ever take care of them, period. I knew that my customers were going to get 5-star treatment from the beginning to the end. And it was that simple. So I always had like 1,000% confidence in myself, in my ability to help them, my ability to be able to answer all the questions that they need. And I was always go to the end. I would literally go to the end of not even having met these people yet. I would imagine that they were there at home, looking at my website, getting excited. I would imagine hearing people talk about the store of, oh, we need to get in there now, blah, 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 blah. And then when I would actually meet them in the store, I would literally, in my head, I was already in the end of delivering their furniture and seeing how amazing and incredible their room was. So one of the things that I did was I would, in the morning, I would be half asleep. This would be after I would do my inner work, before I necessarily got in the shower. I would, sorry, now I have other things coming through. I would literally focus on what I want people to feel. And then I would pretend like I had $100,000 to just spend. Now, this would be like a case where I needed to make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in a very short time crunch. So I would literally pretend that I had like $100,000 of just disposable money, not my personal money, for the business. Okay, because those are two separate things. But I would imagine that I have disposable income. I'm just going to buy, in my mind, I'm just going to buy a bunch of new furniture, and I'm going to like literally redesign the entire showroom. Okay. Now keep in mind, I didn't actually do any of these things, but that's what I would imagine. I would look at things in the morning, sometimes 2-3 hours, and I would get lost in it. And I would be looking these catalogs, these design showrooms, I would be adding things to my carts. And as I was doing that, I was like literally feeling how exciting and how amazing and incredible the store would look and how people would be going crazy over it. I never bought anything and I never made any changes in the 3D reality. Every single time I would do that. And then let me just pause. I would go in the shower and I would take a shower. I would intend, I know when I go in and I take my shower and I do all of the things I'm doing, I know that this is actually working. It's almost like having like a universal ATM right at my disposal. Like I'm going to withdraw $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 literally right now. Okay. And I would listen to music that would tap into this part of me that was pretty like just powerful and strong. It was always, for me, it was always like hip hop. So it would be like Drake, Beyonce. I can always put up playlists of ways that I it's not all like love and light. It's everything. I already know that all love and light is already there within me. So I don't have to like prove myself that I'm some like innocent little, whatever. This is about money. This is about success. This is a different energy. So I would tap into that kind of energy. It's kind of very sexy. It's very strong. And I would literally, like in the shower, I would imagine that the shower, the water is like that. It's just clearing my system. It's washing all of my fears away, washing away all the demons, like literally, like it was almost a form of tapping. I would like almost imagine like any worry that I have, and I would just like wipe it off of me, swipe it off me. All the water was just kind of making me pure, period. And now I'm starting from zero. I literally dropped all of my worries and fears. Now I'm listening to music and I'm harnessing that energy that these artists who are millionaires, billionaires have. They have this energy that this music is literally going to make them millions and millions of dollars. I would kind of harness that energy powerfully, and I would dance, and I would like literally just get lost in it, move my body, and keep building that up. And then when I was like feeling like how I would feel if I had the $60,000, $70,000 right now, all of a sudden I would go into like very quick imaginal scenes. Very quick, I would imagine being at the store, people clamoring for me, sales closing left and right. I would imagine at the end of the day, $20,000, $30,000. Sometimes I would have single sales after doing this. One person would come in saying I wasn't even planning on buying anything, and they ended up buying $25,000 worth of stuff. One person, okay? This is what happens when you do this work. And I also, when I'm thinking about all these imaginal scenes, I'm not thinking about this as something that's going to happen. I'm thinking this is real right now. I'm not thinking this is just my imagination. I'm thinking this is something I'm going to experience. This is what living in the end actually is. So I'm having all of these imaginal acts very fast in my mind, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, seeing myself, feeling myself, all of this, having all of this money. And then I'm just like I feel on top of the world. I feel so powerful and strong and delicious and sexy and beautiful and wealthy and secure. And I don't worry about money because it's done. And I know that literally right now I'm in the shower. I haven't made the money yet in the 3D, but I'm not worried anymore. I'm not worried anymore about making the money. I've already made the money. As far as I'm concerned, I've already made the money. And I mean that to the extreme. I don't mean like, maybe I'll make the money. And then I go into work, and all of a sudden, just because I did all of that inner work, I experienced it. I experienced all of it. Now, if I went into work and that day, maybe that particular day, and this is where you guys get tripped up. So this is why I want to give this as an example, because this applies for everything in your life. Let's say I go into work, and let's just say that nothing happens. No one comes in the store. It's crickets. It's dead. And let's say that if anything, something bad happens, like some unexpected, like major thing, like something happens with my delivery van, or I don't know, there's some sort of a big like loss that day, like something that was like a loss of a couple $1,000s. That would be a circumstance that I wouldn't fall for. I wouldn't say that didn't work. Okay, I suck at this. Why is this happening to me? Why, like I wouldn't go into the victim state. I would literally just see this as, this doesn't matter. Because if I had the $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 that I just had in the shower today, would I care about this? No. Okay. Let me handle this. Let me just handle this. Let me handle this like a boss, you know what, right? That's kind of the energy. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. So that to me is like alchemy. That is just, but again, it's important for me that there's always this overarching like goodness. There's this overarching that I'm putting value out in the world more. Like I have this belief that, you put more value out into the world and into the community and into people than what you're getting back. So it's that giving, and you don't give to get, you're giving because it feels really good to give. It feels good to love. It feels good to help people. It feels good to be of service. I love, like I've always been that person. I love being of service. I want to be of value. I want to be of service in the world. And so that's why, and I always am. And that's why I don't know. I just have this trust. And I know that I'm secure and I'm always going to be secure. And so no matter what happens in my 3D reality, whether it's a financial loss or whatever, I know I'm in God's hands, and I know that God is going to love me and take care of me through other people in my life. And I'm just going to trust. And it doesn't mean that I won't have some hard days and nights. I'm not going to lie and say that it's always like, just like unicorns and rainbows, but you know, you get through it. It pulls you through. And plus the biggest thing that pulled me through with the business was because what I'm doing now with you guys was it was my big carrot. It was my big purposeful, it was my purpose. There were goals there were goals that I always met financially with the business, but the higher purpose was that I wanted to become an expression, to be able to help people to get out of their own way so they can literally live their dream lives. Okay, that was my purpose in life. That's what I came to earth to do, and to reconnect people to themselves through the love in their hearts and to God. That is literally my purpose in life. That's my mission. So that's what I'm doing. And for the most part, that ends up being through lovers becoming, getting back in union together, because that's where my heart is. So anyway, that's my big thing for today. No, I'm just kidding. I have a few more minutes, then I have to get on a session with a client. Another note I just want to say, and then I'm going to get up, I'll scroll up and see some questions that I missed. So I'll get to some of you guys today. I'll try to give quick answers so I can take more questions than usual. I made a note, tarot. Guys, stop constantly looking for answers outside of you, because the act of doing that is saying you're out of control and that you don't have, okay? It's okay if you want to look at tarot, because looking at tarot is kind of like fun, but don't lie to yourself or lie. You can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to the universe. You can't lie to God. Okay. Whatever's truly within you, whatever your motives actually are behind things is known. You can't trick God. You can't trick your higher self. You can't trick the universe. Okay. So your motives have to be pure. And so if you're looking at tarot because you're confused and you need answers, you have to catch yourself. That's a mental diet thing. And you have to stop yourself and say, this behavior actually is delaying my manifestation. This behavior is something I wouldn't be doing if I was the person who I see myself and want to be in love with my other half. Okay. If it is something you would do, fine, but I would still be careful. It's almost like a slippery. I feel like if it's during the middle phase that you haven't experienced fully your full manifestation yet in the end, going outside of yourself to get any kind of information, to me, can cause delays, because you're affirming for, you're thinking of, you're feeling from the middle. And when we do that, we tend to get ups and downs. We can get a lot of spiraling. We can feel very anxious. We can feel like we don't know what we're doing. We can feel chaotic. We can feel confusion, unstable. I think I said that. It can feel draining. We can be super attached. And with our person, we may be getting a lot of hot and cold back and forth. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. You're doing everything perfectly, and everything is manifesting, reflecting all of that, what I just described back to you. That's what it looks like. If you're not getting any movement at all, it does not mean that you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean that you don't believe it yet. It doesn't mean that your affirmations aren't working. It might be that universe, God, source, everything that needs to happen is still happening. It's okay. It's like the cake is baking. Stop opening the door to check, because the cake will never get a chance to bake. If you open the door too much, it's going to be mush, right? Okay, I guess that was my spiel. And then now I literally only have 10 minutes, and then I have to prepare for my session. So bear with me. I'm going to try to get some questions here. Okay. So let's see. Marie M. or Inti, how to feel enough worthy for him. He is way out of my league. I don't feel enough at all. So all of that question itself, just take those questions like, Write that down. How do I feel worthy for him? On the other side of the paper, I am more than worthy because I'm incredibly lovable. I am such an amazing, magnificent, beautiful human being. I bring so much to the table. I am more than enough. I'm more than worthy. I love who I am. I accept who I am. I love being with me. To be around me is a pleasure. Anyone to be with me knows how lucky they are. I know how lucky I am because of how much an amazing human being I am. I am truly a gift. I am a gift. Okay. God created me as a gift. I was created by my maker, and my maker makes no mistakes. Anyway. And then, okay, so take that. He is way out of my league. Okay. If you think that anyone is out of your league, then you're putting that person on a pedestal, and you're never, ever, ever going to be able to be with them because you don't feel like you're worthy. So you have to bring anything and everything, whether it's a person, money, a situation, a problem, health, any issues that seem to be bigger than you, bring them off. And let me be really clear when I say this. Bring situations off of a pedestal and bring them way, 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 way down. When things feel really, really, really big, see them coming way, way, way down. Like see them literally like they're this big, this giant mountain. See it as small as a tiny little grain of salt, because to God and to your higher self, that's what your problems look like. Nothing. Literally, like you could literally just blow them away. That's how insignificant your problems are, or insignificant the problems are. So I'm not saying to I don't want you to diminish down the importance of this person who you want to be with. I want you to see him as being so incredibly beautiful and powerful, and he's divine as equally as you're divine. And you want to have this mutual, like you guys are equals, you guys are each other's other half, you guys are, there's mutual love, there's mutual respect, there's mutual support. You guys complete each other. He's the yin to your yang. That's the kind of energy you want to be in. But in that energy, he's no better than you, you're no better than him. Like it's equal. Okay, you have to see that. And what I would do is, I'm completely into like divine feminine and masculine energy, whether you're talking about a man and a woman together, two women or two men together, it doesn't matter. Or if it's no gender at all. Let me just take a sip. Or if it's more than one gender, it doesn't really matter. Energy is energy. So there needs to be a balancing out. And this is important with manifesting, and nobody ever talks about this. And I don't know why, because it's something that, it's something that I'm aware of, and it definitely matters. You want to see him as your divine masculine other half. You're the divine feminine in this case, I think, based off of your comment. So you want to see both of you guys, you need to be balanced in your divine feminine energy and your divine masculine energy. And you need to see him as being a powerful, divine, masculine, like perfect other half for you. And in that masculine energy, that nature is serving, it's protecting, it's adoring, he's down on one knee, and like you are his queen, his goddess. This is what the divine masculine nature is. It's that serving. I love you, you are everything to me, I will take care of you, I will provide for you. Okay. And with the divine feminine energy, that would be, very similar, but it's very nurturing. Not to say that the divine masculine doesn't nurture, because the divine masculine always nurtures, but the energy is just a little bit different. And I guess it would be too much for me to get into right now. I only have 5 minutes. Okay. So I hope that helps you. Make a list. When you say I don't feel enough at all, so you need to do some work on yourself only right now. You need to do only some work on yourself and getting your confidence up and getting you to a place where you know that you are a prize, you are gold, you are a shining star, you are beautiful, you are glowing. See yourself the way God sees you, okay, as a goddess, okay, as a queen. You are beautiful, you're magnificent, you're incredible, you're powerful. you don't actually want to even get with him while you're in this space, because if you do, that energy is going to create a relationship of imbalance. And most likely there's going to be this dynamic that exactly what you're amplifying right now in your comment. Okay. Marie M, not a manifestation comment, but just wanted to say your living room decor is so beautiful and cozy. Love it and find it inspiring. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love design. I'm going to be putting some vintage floral. This is all going to be very like divine feminine for sure. I'm going to be putting some vintage, like very colorful floral wallpaper up on the back wall back there and get those mirrors hung. And then I'm hopefully going to get maybe a couple leather recliners. I'm not sure. Those will probably be more masculine, but I love the nature in here. Thank you so much for that. It's the go din me. I like, because a lot of things I see, they say to not respond too quickly and not to be so available. Yeah. Okay. Maybe there's some validity to that, but it's just, that's if you're in the state of not having it in this. Okay. Let's put it this way, guys. When your specific person, you're in contact with them, they're reaching out to you. If this is a big if, so there's a condition here. If your energy is living in the state of, I know how loved I am, I know how valuable I am, I know what I bring to the table, I know what they bring to the table, we are incredible together, everything is mutual. Sorry about that. When you're in that energy and they're responding to you, you're living from the end, they're responding to you, you're feeling powerful, you're feeling loved, you're feeling confident, respond right away. If you're in, I don't see how you could be in a needy, whatever, but if you are in a bad, like needy energy place, shift your energy before you respond. Okay. So I hope that helps. Truth be told, it is weird that every time I'm trying to get over my SP, something tells me to go and talk to her. That could be, if it's coming from a good place, then go ahead and talk to her. Okay. It's not a big deal. But the big thing here, and this is where people get caught up. If you are truly inspired to take authentic, like if you are truly inspired, it's coming from a higher place. Like for me, you know, if God is inspiring me to say something to somebody that I love, and sometimes I won't act on it right away. And sometimes it might take me a month. It might take me a few months to even take that step in, because I want to be like, make sure that this is coming from a good place. I want to make sure that it's coming from the right energy. And I will make that phone call, or I will text that message when I am in the right place. And I know for sure I am not trying to get anything from this. This is pure. This is unconditional love. You know, this is like, I'm not trying to manipulate. I'm not trying to get anything from this other person. If you're in that place, truth be told, then go ahead and reach out. And then you don't worry about what the outcome is. That's, you go right back into your inner world and you stay there. Sorry. Okay. Anna, I agree with you regarding SP. It is a bit technical. Thank you, Kim, for everything, and be authentic. Such good advice. You're welcome. Miss T, listening from the beginning. Thank you for answering my question. I love you. I love you too. I think actually I responded to this. Okay. I have like 2 seconds, then I got to go. Hey, Kim, how do you move forward from being told no, as in an application being submitted to an institution and being unsuccessful? You just do the same thing. You go right back into your inner imagination. If you want it that bad, okay? I don't know if being told no with this particular institution is what you really want. Your soul and your higher self knows what you really want. So, with anything, whatever the circumstances, it doesn't matter. It's just a bridge. Basically, it's a bridge towards whatever your end state is, whatever your true let's put it this way, whatever your true end state is, if your true dominant end state, while you've been doing your inner work for weeks, months, years, who knows, if your true end state has been not having or not being hired, and don't take this personal, I'm just making a point, or not being in the relationship or not, if like your true end state has been living from that state dominantly, then that's what you will experience. So the bridges that you experience are going to be to that end. But remember that infinite versions already exist, and you wouldn't be able to feel so strongly about something that's going to light up your core if you really, really, really want that, right? You wouldn't be able to feel that so strongly unless that end already exists. And I'm going to make this point and then I got to go. I love you guys, but I truly believe, how many people do I have? Okay. I truly believe, and I'm going to have to talk more about this, that creation, I take creation already done as being like beyond what most law of assumption coaches do and beyond what most people in the community believe. I believe, like, for example, that, you know, with the person that I love, that when I was 6 years old, singing so romantically, so deeply, so profoundly, when I was 6, not ever having had a relationship before, when I felt such beautiful love, I believe I was singing to my person back then. And then I believe I went through all of these years of my life to learn all of these lessons, and that when she was ready, she was going to come to me. And when I was ready, and she was ready, when I was ready, I made a list that was so incredibly, ridiculously specific. And then I ended up meeting her. So I believe that her and I have already lived in this actual life. I believe that we've been together in all of our lifetimes, and I believe we'll be together for the next 1,000,000 years. Okay. I believe that's the case with all of you guys, with your other half. I believe that our union existed before I even grew up. I believe that our union existed in this life. And that's why I was able to tap in so clearly, because I went through so many things in my life that prepared me for this divine love. And so I don't worry about the middle. I don't worry about the middle. I love purely and unconditionally. And that's it. That's it. I have fierce love and fierce trust. That's it. So I believe that the things that we're really, really, truly, like those burning, 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 most meaningful desires are already done. And I don't believe that they're created when you, I believe that they're already done before you even have the desire for them, if that makes sense. So that's why I don't worry about the middle ever with anything at all. I could get caught up in the 3D. Yes. I can spiral. Yes. I'm human. It happens to all of us. But I always land in my heart, in my trust. This here, my heart center, is my home. And in my home lives my person, lives all of the things that I want to create in this reality for the world, for this community, all of the things that I want, you know, in my life, for health, all of this stuff. I won't go into too much of it, but I love you guys so much. And that's it. I love you guys. I have to go. I wonder if my client that I'm about to meet with is even watching this. That would be funny. So I love you guys. I will come on again very soon. It was awesome to be with you. And please like the video because it helps me get the channel out more. It actually does matter. If you're looking for coaching, you guys know what to do. Okay. I love you guys so much.